Today I'm looking for ants. I have a few ants that has made beds in my containers, and this is one of them. I'm gonna go take a look at a couple of other ones that have ant piles in them, and then after that I'm gonna try to see what I could do about getting rid of these ants out of my bed so I can get to the next phase. I have one in that pot also, and I didn't know it, but I know it now. I didn't know it then, but I know it now. But this pot right here, this pot is a ant bed. The whole pot is an ant bed. So I'm looking forward to putting something down for them. I have two more other pots right behind it. Now, this pot doesn't have, I don't think they're in the bed, in the pot, but they're right on the outside of it. But this pot next to it, it's one side of it is completely taken over by ants. And even though this one is good, but even though I'm walking past a few other ones, I think one or two, they may have ants in maybe one or two more of those. I'm not sure. I haven't really had a chance to really check, but I know for sure this pot right here, it have a nice size ant bed in it. And honestly, it could be the one that was in the next pot over, which was the lime tree, because the lime tree pot had an ant pile in it, and it seems to not be there anymore. This one here, it seems not to be there anymore when I mess around in it. But this weed, this dollar weed, I have to I have to address it, and that's another reason why I have to get rid of the ants, because I can't put my hands in the beds because of them. This is the lemon tree pot, and it's the same thing. I actually tried using water to water the ants out, and I think I was successful with those too. And this one right here was a huge ant bed. So I went inside and I borrowed some water, and I came back outside and I poured it all over it. It killed some, but it didn't kill them all. Or it got rid of some of them, but I think the rest of them kind of moved right here because this wasn't there. So they have a few in this one here, and this pot right here, I think they also came and made their home in it. So I know for sure I have to address these two areas also. And like I said, with this dollar weed, it's really it took over. That's what it was doing this winter when it was supposed to be cold here. It wasn't really all that cold. It was taking over. Yeah. And I hear that it's medicinal. Yeah. And there's a ant bed in here also. And this was where I grew my sweet potatoes. And it's hard to pull weeds, so I have to get rid of them first. And this little bucket that I had here, it was set right next to the bed, so it took over the bucket also. And it was something that I also grew in last year. So I have an idea. I have some stuff that I'm gonna mix up. I've tried it once before and it worked pretty good before for me. The only difference was I used a little honey and I put it in a water bottle and set the water bottle in my garden, and they went into the bottle and got the solution out, which worked pretty good. But this time I'm gonna just use the borax, sugar, and water, and I'm gonna just mix the solution up, and I'm gonna get me a stick, and I'm gonna dredge some in them big pots. I'm gonna dredge holes down into them, and I'm gonna just pour the solution down into it, and hopefully I could get them good. So I went inside and got my tripod to see if it can help me out a little bit while I try to pour this solution in. And then I realized some of the stuff that I was working with I didn't have. I couldn't find my stick. So I set everything down to try to find it. It's just this one particular pot right here. I know that they had ants in it, and I've been digging for them, and all of a sudden I can't find them. And the day that I decided to pour the solution, they were in there. And I can't find them today. So I said I was going to come back to it, and I'm going to just go back and see what's going on with it later. But I'm going to come to this one here, to this this pot, and I dug the hole down in it, and I'm gonna pour some of that down into it, and I'm gonna do it in two separate pots and see how it work out. I mean, not two different pots, but two separate places to see, how it work out. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do more than one so I can just kind of show you a little bit. This one right here, I'm gonna put it on the outside of it because, like I said, I don't think the ants was on the inside. I think it was on the outside, and hopefully that'll help to deter anything else from wanting to go in. But I'm gonna do one more, and then after that, I'm gonna go and do the rest of the areas and see how it's gonna work out. But this pot right here, when I came outside the day before I started all this, they had a ant pile was all the way up to this line right here, and I just couldn't believe it. So this is another spot where I poured hot water on them to kill the ant pile. So I didn't pour it in the pot, but I did pour it on the outside of it. And that's them little brown spots you see around the pot. It was probably me pouring hot water on the outside of the pots. And this one here, I'm gonna try to, like I said, I should have had a glove on, but I'm going to dredge a hole down in there, and I'm going to pour some of the solution down in there as deep as I could. And I know I'm going to have to do it in more than one place because this is really a really big old ant bed. The whole pot is an ant bed from back to front to each side. And after I pour it down, you can kind of see when they start to even go at it. They get on top of it. Yeah. So I'm gonna do this little bit, and I'm gonna do the rest of them, and then I'm gonna come back and see how it go. See if it's gonna help out or not. See how long it's gonna take. If it's gonna help this situation I got in here over here. I'm gonna do the rest of them. Got about 9 more of them to go. Also.